From kickstarting an FBI investigation to sending a criminal to prison for 25 years, here are all the satisfying times influencer scammers got completely destroyed by Coffeezilla. Imagine placing your trust and your hard-earned money into the hands of someone you admire, someone who you basically gave a career with your support, only to find out they see you as nothing but a paycheck. This is what the fans of influencers have had to suffer. But not anymore, because thanks to Coffeezilla, we can finally see these terrible people for what they truly are: fraudsters, one of the worst of whom is Logan Paul. CryptoZoo debacle is one of the most chilling examples of how deep these scams run. Logan Paul, a man with millions of followers, a media empire, and an undeniable influence, used his fame to entice people into a nightmarish trap. CryptoZoo was supposed to be a revolutionary NFT-based game. It promised users a chance to hatch and trade virtual creatures, and more importantly, the opportunity to turn a tidy profit. But it was all smoke and mirrors. Beneath the shiny surface of Paul's charisma, there was something rotten, something you could almost feel in your gut. Coffeezilla did. He saw the warning signs and followed them, uncovering the dark truth. The game was broken from the start. Despite millions of dollars in funding and Logan Paul's endless hype,
I am so excited about this project. It's so fun. It provides a yield with a token, can earn you money. And as a person who understands, I think, the NFT space enough to know what works, what people want, and what they're looking for, I think my game is gonna make some waves.
the game simply didn't work. But the horror doesn't end there. The real devastation came from the people who believed in it. Investors, many of them young, hopeful, and eager to escape financial struggles, poured their savings into this mirage. Because of this, some lost their entire life savings.
I lost around $50,000 in cryptos.
I lost $40,000.
I lost around 15,000 US dollars.
I lost $25,000.
$120,000.
$500,000 Australian, which is $500,000.
As Coffeezilla peeled back the layers of the scam, he revealed that Logan Paul himself seemed to be the only one who had profited. Children, families, everyday people were left with worthless tokens and empty promises. When Coffeezilla's first expose dropped in December 2022, the anger was palpable. The backlash was swift and fierce. But Logan Paul didn't show remorse. Instead, he threatened legal action.
Yes, you heard me right. Logan Paul sued me after I tried to get his fans, the CryptoZoo investors, a full refund.
Yet the pressure was too great, and eventually, he promised to refund the investors.
We want to offer a rewards program for players who are disappointed in the status of the game. So essentially, you're going to be able to burn your base egg or your base animal for the mint price, which was 0.1 ETH or the equivalent in BNB. I am personally committing 1,000 ETH to this, which is about $1.3 million right now for players who want to get out.
As of today, those promises remain largely unfulfilled. But here's where things take an even darker turn. In 2024, Paul filed a defamation lawsuit against Coffeezilla. This wasn't about clearing his name. It was a move to silence the man who had exposed him, to bury the truth. Coffeezilla, undeterred, pushed forward, uncovering more dirt on Paul's latest venture, Liquid Marketplace, which, unsurprisingly, has its own fraud allegations looming. And what thanks does he get for all of that? Doxing, threats, and continually facing legal action. Which might make you wonder, why does he keep going? Why does Coffee keep looking for the truth, even when it means endangering himself? Well, it's personal. His own mother, in a moment of vulnerability after a cancer diagnosis, was duped into a fake alternative treatment by some fake gurus. Though she survived after eventually getting the right treatment, the emotional scars left behind are a constant reminder of the dangers that influencers have on real people. Many of us watch these people and think, how could anyone believe them? But Coffee witnessed firsthand how people with influence can, well, influence people. If they can convince a woman with cancer to take alternative medicine instead of getting the help she desperately needed, what couldn't they do? And what are the repercussions for people who might not have a son like Coffee to tell them the truth? This is why Coffeezilla dedicated his life to exposing those who exploit others for profit, especially those who exploit people who cannot fight for themselves, like kids, or even worse, kids who depend on charity to survive. As twisted as Logan Paul's CryptoZoo was, The Save the Kids token might be even more heartbreaking. It was marketed as a charity, a beacon of hope in the ruthless world of crypto.
My name's Fraser.
My name's Jarvis.
I'm Tico.
I'm Raiska.
I'm Nikon.
And I support Save the Kids token.
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 The promise was simple: buy into the token, and a portion of the fees would go to a charity supporting children in need. A noble cause, right? But this was no charity. This was a pump and dump scheme, one of the most manipulative cons in crypto. The influencers behind it, including members of FaZe Clan, hyped the project to their millions of fans, assuring them they were contributing to something good while making a profit. But in reality, the very people who promoted it, like Jarvis, Kikon, and Kay, sold off their tokens right after launch, basically pulling the rug from underneath the feet of starving children. People who looked up to these influencers were left holding the bag, watching as their investments evaporated in an instant. Coffeezilla exposed the mastermind behind this disaster: Fraser K, Jordan Galen, and none other than Sam Pepper, a YouTube personality notorious for pushing boundaries. These were not innocent mistakes. These were calculated moves designed to deceive and make money. And while Kay promised to refund victims and hinted at suing Coffeezilla for his investigation, it was all smoke. Nothing came of these claims. Today, neither the investors nor the charities promised have received anything from Save the Kids. Then, there's Dylan Danis. He isn't some grand mastermind pulling strings from the shadows. No, Danis is something far more pathetic: an influencer who would sell his integrity for chicken change. Coffeezilla knew this, and he decided to put Danis to the test. What would it take to get Danis to promote a scam?
So I contacted him to contact Dylan on my behalf. And I told him to say, "Hi Dylan, I'm launching a crypto NFT platform called sour.gg and was wondering what your rate is for an Instagram story post or Twitter post for promotion. We can provide all the marketing copy. Please let me know, as we're trying to launch relatively soon."
As it turned out, $1,000 was enough. Coffeezilla created a fake crypto project, paid Danis to promote it, and watched as he blindly endorsed it without doing a shred of research. The video exposing Danis is both shocking and infuriating. Here's a man trusted by his fans, willing to sell them out for pocket change. And if you think this was a one-off, think again. Danis has been linked to over 20 other dubious crypto projects. The ripple effect of his greed is immeasurable, with countless people losing their hard-earned money because someone they admired was willing to lie for a quick payday. But perhaps one of the most brazen scams uncovered by Coffeezilla was that of Ice Poseidon, or Paul Danino. His scheme was as cold and calculated as they come. He created CX Coin, a cryptocurrency marketed as a way to support content creators. It sounded innovative, noble even, but it was a trap. In early 2022, Ice Poseidon executed a textbook rug pull, siphoning $500,000 from the project's liquidity pool. Before anyone could react, he had already secured himself a shiny new Tesla. What's worse, when Coffeezilla confronted him, Ice Poseidon admitted to stealing the money, almost as if he was proud of it.
You want to keep the money that's not yours, that you took from the project, even though you failed to deliver.
I mean, I'm not really sure what you want me to say, but yeah.
I'm trying to get you to return the money because it's 100% still available and you could do that.
Yeah, I could give the money back. It is within my power. But I'm going to look out for myself and not do that. I don't know what else to say. That's just the most honest answer.
His defense? He might return some of the money, but of course, we all know how that story ends. If you thought these stories were bad, just wait until you hear about Jay Mazzini. He was an influencer who gained popularity by posting videos of himself handing out large sums of money to strangers. His public persona was that of a generous, self-made businessman, someone who could afford to give because he had figured it all out. But beneath the surface, Mazzini was running a series of scams that would make your blood run cold. From Bitcoin fraud, where he convinced fans to sell him Bitcoin at above market rates, to elaborate Ponzi schemes, Mazzini was a predator. Coffeezilla's investigation helped blow the lid off his fraudulent empire, exposing the depths of Mazzini's deception. His fans weren't just losing money, they were losing faith in humanity. Mazzini's downfall was inevitable, and in 2022, he was sentenced to 84 months in prison. It's a small sliver of justice, but for those he scammed, the damage is permanent. This is the most high-profile takedown of Coffeezilla yet, a cautionary tale of greed, betrayal, unchecked power, and the consequences of placing blind faith in influencers, no matter how charismatic they appear. Sam Bankman-Fried, once hailed as a visionary, had ruthlessly exploited the trust of his investors, diverting billions of dollars for his own personal gain. The crypto market was already plenty shady, but the collapse of FTX rocked the space to its very foundations, causing widespread panic and financial ruin. Countless investors lost their life savings, their dreams shattered by a man who had promised them riches but left them with rags. Coffeezilla's investigative videos were, unfortunately, not able to get all those hopefuls the riches they were dreaming of, but they gave them some sense of justice. In a series of videos, Coffeezilla was able to peel back the curtain on FTX's dark underbelly, exposing a labyrinth of deception and greed. It became obvious that Bankman and his cronies had orchestrated a sophisticated scheme, manipulating the market and enriching themselves, as opposed to providing the investment opportunity that they promised. All of that investigation thankfully culminated in something tangible, as SBF was imprisoned not too long after. At the time of recording this video, SBF has received a 25 years prison sentence, but he has since filed an appeal, which we can only hope will fail so he can suffer the consequences of his actions. SafeMoon, yet another rising star in the cryptocurrency universe, was once again revealed to be nothing but a sinister Ponzi scheme. Coffeezilla's investigation exposed the shocking truth behind SafeMoon's deceptive facade. John Caroni, the CEO, and other members of the team had allegedly built a carefully crafted scam, preying on the naivety of unsuspecting investors. The promised massive gains were nothing more than a mirage, a lure to draw in more victims. Scandal was further amplified by the involvement of well-known celebrities like Soulja Boy, who, like some of the other influencers here, had promoted SafeMoon without doing his due diligence into the company. Their endorsements had served as a powerful endorsement for the project, misleading countless individuals into believing in the legitimacy of SafeMoon. As a result of Coffeezilla's expose, the SafeMoon project suffered a catastrophic collapse, and while it unfortunately did leave investors devastated and out of hard-earned money, it also meant that Caroni and his cohort could no longer terrorize unsuspecting investors. What's more, the FBI and SEC have brought charges against SafeMoon's top executives, including CEO John Caroni and CTO Thomas Smith, for fraud and unregistered offering of crypto securities. Following that, Caroni tried to declare his innocence on X, mentioning that he refused to be bullied. But when it's the feds doing the supposed bullying, it's difficult to see how an X declaration of interest would be any defense. Coffeezilla's portfolio of treacherous influencer takedowns thankfully extends beyond the crypto space, and his expose on Disrupt, a once thriving channel, proves that. In a video that was revealing and also somewhat sentimental, considering that Coffeezilla himself used to be a fan of that channel, Coffeezilla was able to dismantle the manipulations behind Disrupt, exposing the charismatic figure at its helm as nothing more than a con artist. So, what was the con? Well, for whatever reason, the brain behind the Disrupt channel, Jack, decided that he was going to sell a part of his YouTube channel. By investing a certain amount of money, his viewers would supposedly own a chunk of the channel and earn shareholder revenue as a result.
I am selling this channel. Well, a portion of it, because a change is coming. Path A and Path B. Path A, I believe, is the best option. This is the equity crowdfunding path. This means that right now, at this present moment, you can own a portion of Disrupt. For a minimum of $100, you will receive 23 shares of the Disrupt Corporation. In return, you'll get a percentage of the net profit that this channel makes every single year.
However, Coffeezilla was able to show that all of that talk was nothing but smoke and mirrors. The channel was over-evaluated, and Jack was really only trying to con his viewers into helping him pay his $500,000 debt. The consequences of Coffeezilla's video were swift and brutal. As trust disappeared, loyal subscribers fled in droves, leaving what was once a thriving channel in chilling silence. And Jack, probably trying to escape even worse consequences, vanished without a trace. leaving behind only the haunting echoes of disillusioned followers. And we have yet another crypto scam, this one called Celsius, that unfortunately lured investors with promises of sky-high returns, but was exposed by Coffeezilla to be a fraudulent venture. Celsius painted a deceptively rosy picture of its financial health, luring investors who believed their funds were safe into a false sense of security. Behind the curtain, however, the platform was spiraling into chaos. Coffeezilla's exposés laid bare the subtle tactics employed by Celsius, misleading promises and aggressive marketing cloaked in the allure of quick riches. Now, in spite of the mountain of evidence that Coffeezilla presented in his videos, there remained a dedicated following that believed that Coffeezilla was on a witch hunt, and Celsius was a legitimate business. They must have changed their tune, though, when the feds finally caught up to Coffeezilla, bursting down the Celsius operation and arresting the CEO, Alex Mashinsky, on multiple counts of fraud. The fallout has been devastating. Many investors have lost not just their savings, but their faith in the cryptocurrency landscape and even the wider financial investment market that now feels fraught with peril. In a shocking revelation that sent ripples through the cryptocurrency world, Coffeezilla turned his investigative lens on Terra Luna, exposing a scandal that revealed the dark underbelly of one of the most notorious crypto collapses. Luna, once celebrated for its innovative approach to decentralized finance, was, in truth, a precarious house of cards, built on misleading promises and unsustainable mechanisms. The scam at the heart of Luna revolved around its stablecoin, UST, which promised stability and high yields, enticing investors with the lure of easy profits. However, as Coffeezilla meticulously dissected the narrative, it became evident that this so-called stability was nothing more than an illusion, propped up by dubious practices and a lack of transparency. When the system inevitably collapsed, the fallout was catastrophic. Investors found themselves stripped of their life savings, left to grapple with the distressing reality of a once promising investment turned into a financial nightmare. Coffeezilla's expose on Luna and other crypto scams not only peeled back the layers of deceit surrounding the specific cryptocurrency markets, but also serve as a haunting reminder that in the world of cryptocurrency, the promise of easy wealth often masks the most crafty of traps. Steve Will Do It, a name synonymous with controversy. His involvement with the shady gambling platform Roobet revealed just how far influencers will go to exploit their followers. Coffeezilla's discovered that Steve Will Do It not only promoted the gambling platform, but intentionally downplayed the risk, all while pocketing a fortune from his partnership. Despite his best efforts to scrub the evidence from his channel, Coffeezilla's investigation laid bare the truth. And yet, just like the others, Steve tried to deny it all and even threatened to sue Coffee into silence. But as of today, no legal action has been taken, and the victims remain forgotten. Next time you see an influencer promising you great fortune, if you just invest in this revolutionary thing they're marketing, wake up and smell the coffee.